Could you tell us some of them? Because I was fascinated to hear how you start your day and the
Yes.
time that you have to dedicate to the mind, to the ability of allowing it to wake up. Could you
Yes.
describe a typical day, how we should be living our lives? Because I think in the West, and I found it humorous, and I'm listening to you, and I know how bad our habits are, including my own. But listening to you, it's so logical, and you think being, educated, we'd understand these things. But could you maybe help explain a day and how we should begin and how that will improve our overall outlook and the energy that we have during the day?
The energizing of the mind and the body is happening during our sleep. So sleep is a very important factor for mental health issues and for physical health issues. What has happened in the last few decades, again, since the time we have all these technology toys with us, we have started compromising on our sleep cycle. When we didn't have all these toys, we would go to sleep normal, come back from work, nothing much to do at home, read a good book, spend time with family, and then we would automatically go to sleep early. It was a natural way of living. Nobody taught us that. It would just happen on its own. And when we sleep at the right time, in the right way, then there is a lot of healing that happens during our sleep. So the sleep is for processing everything that's going on in the mind, giving the mind answers, resting the mind, and then going into the delta stage of sleep, which is the deep sleep where the energizing happens. So it's the delta stage. In one sleep cycle, which means at one stretch when I sleep in the night, we will go into two sleep cycles, two delta stages. And those two delta stages are enough to energize us for the rest of the day. And the healing of the body also happens during the sleep. So healing of every organ. Now, for that, what we need to do is one, sleep early. When we were in school, we were taught early to bed, early to rise, makes a person healthy, wealthy, wise. I don't know whether they teach that in school anymore because most of the children keep studying late night and they keep studying during the night and then they're going to sleep in the morning. Anything that we do which is not as per nature, it's not as per nature. We are going against nature. It will start taking a toll over a period of time. So the best time to be asleep is 10 to 2. That's another science. That 10 to 2 is the energizing of the mind and the body. If instead of 10, I sleep at 11, I lost 1 out of the 4 hours. If I sleep at 12, I lost 2. And if I sleep at 2, even if I sleep 8 hours after 2 o'clock, I've lost the best time of energizing. So now priority has to be set right. Now, if I'm going to decide to sleep at 10, at 8 o'clock, which means 2 hours before I sleep or around 7:30, I have to finish my dinner so that my digestion happens before I go to sleep. So during my sleep, the body doesn't have to digest. So the body only focuses on healing. So, energy can do only one thing at a time. If I sleep and just have a heavy meal before I go to sleep, then the next few hours, that 10 to 2 time, which was for energizing, will go in digestion. And if the body is only doing the digestion during those 4 hours, then the body doesn't get time to heal. And so over a period of time, hypertension, diabetes, cardiac issues, digestion had not happened before sleeping. So the best time is at least 2.5 hours before sleeping, dinner and a lighter dinner so that it digests quickly and then the body is only into the healing mode. Now, same thing with the mind. Because of our technology, we are connected to our work till we go to sleep. So we are checking work emails, we are checking work messages, we are having business calls, we're doing everything till we close our eyes. Even while closing our eyes, we will scroll once again. Any new message, any new email. Now, if I consume all this, my work related communication till I go to sleep, then my mind is in the beta plus stage, which means the hyperactive stage. But because the body is tired, I will fall off to sleep. But my mind has got so much to think about. So the next couple of hours, the mind will be processing all that information. When we wake up in the morning, we will not feel fresh and energetic. And some people, if you see them in the morning on the way to work, I love to look at faces on the highway and just keep looking at faces early morning. How happy are they? And how healthy do they look? And how energetic are they? Many people look very tired early in the morning. You can't make out whether they're going to work or returning from work. The faces look very tired early morning, not slept right. Look at us on a flight. We can go off to sleep in the mornings. How can someone go to sleep in the morning if they've slept in the night? So the another epidemic that we have is sleep deprived. We are a sleep deprived generation, which is a cause of mental health issues also. So 10 o'clock to sleep, 2 hours before sleeping, disconnect from work communication. We can put everything for next morning, emails, messages, phone calls. Leave it only for a crisis when there is an urgency, which is very rare. Next, at least 1 hour before, disconnect from all other media, which means movies, serials, books which would stimulate the mind, and definitely not the world news. It is toxic to consume the world news before going to sleep. You can't harm yourself any way more than that. By just consuming all the visuals, all the information, everything that we are consuming. It's real. We need to know about it, but not before going to sleep. Because then my mind will be flooded with all that, not just the visual, but the emotion of the visual. So the emotion of death, the disease, the terror, everything. That's not what you give to the mind before going to sleep. So 2 hours before, disconnect from the world news. Now, the last hour should be spent in a way which starts slowing down the mind. So you slow down the mind before we go to bed. So a good book, a self-transformational book, soothing music, a diary writing. It's very good to write a diary on a daily basis, daily journaling. So you release your emotions before you go to sleep. Then we meditate before we sleep, at least for 10 minutes. Surrender everything to the Supreme, clean the mind, forgive people before going to sleep. If there was anything that happened during the day, please forgive people before going to sleep, and please ask for forgiveness before going to sleep. In your mind, it's only happening in the mind. If I do not forgive or ask for forgiveness before going to sleep, and I go to sleep with that emotional wound, then it's no more on the top layer of the mind. During my sleep, it goes deep into the subconscious. And that's where we are holding on to the past for years, because we went to sleep with it. So the regime before sleeping is very important. Daily journal, release it, forgive people, ask for forgiveness, anything troubling your mind, counsel yourself. Write the answer to yourself, like you would counsel a friend. And then at least 15 minutes before sleeping, consume a healthy emotional diet, which means spiritual content, self-transformation book, anything that you like, but it should be a high vibrational emotional diet, which means content which is full of compassion, faith, divinity, purity, power, love, acceptance, gratitude, everything that I want to become. I need to consume for 15 minutes before I go to sleep. So now that is the information that will get processed by my mind, radiate to my body during the 6 hours of sleep. If I sleep like this way, slowing down my mind before I go to sleep, then I will naturally wake up early. So we gain on time by sleeping the right way. By sleeping the right way, I would not need more than 6 hours of sleep. Anybody can experiment, and you will naturally wake up between 4 and 5 a.m. And that is the highest vibrational time of the 24-hour cycle, the 4 to 5 a.m. Even today, people are talking of the 5 a.m. leadership club. So why do they want leaders to wake up at 5 a.m.? Creativity is highest. Intuition power is highest. Anything that's on your mind, you would get a solution at that time. So waking up early, 1 hour after we wake up, again, not connecting to the world. Blotting paper, the mind is like a blotting paper. Absorption power highest. Don't put the world onto the mind first thing in the morning. We have the rest of the day for the world. This hour is for energizing the self. Again, 15 to 20 minutes at least of meditation. Second, at least 20 minutes of a healthy emotional diet. Just flood your mind with a healthy emotional diet, 20 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the night. Restrict content consumption during the day. Don't just keep on mindlessly scrolling and saying this is a time pass. It is toxic, it's affecting our destiny. So restrict content consumption from all media platforms. During the day, take care of your behavior. Because we've energized ourselves, it's going to be easy. Take care that you're responding right to every situation. Anger, aggression, irritation, absolutely a no-no. Make your office a no anger zone. Make your school and college a no anger zone. Finally, make your city a no anger zone. It will save a lot of lives. It will really save a lot of people's lives. So simple lifestyle habits during the day, taking care of how we are responding, being respectful, compassionate. Please remember, we're not doing a favor to the other person. We're doing it purely for our health, and taking care of the food we eat. So that is also another factor which affects the mind.